Okay, there you go. Okay. So, good morning. Good morning. Oh my gosh. I still sound sleepy. But guess what? So I woke up and I'm like, let me check my plan for the day through my Teams app. And y'all, I have a meeting at like 8. Um, but it's closer to my house, so I don't have to like get up and move right away. So I'm like, I get to read my Bible twice again today. I'm like, this is so good. I do have a meeting at 6:15, so I will be off of here in what is that? 20, 35 minutes. We got 35 minutes. So I'm gonna try to do at least half of a reading. So this morning we are gonna be reading Second Kings 13 through 20, hopefully. If not, and it don't happen, then it just don't happen. But we're gonna start at Second Kings chapter 13. I'm praying and get into it. So Lord, I pray against thinking that reading the Bible is enough. Or I pray against thinking that studying is enough. Lord, but I just pray for a relationship. And I pray for the discipline of prayer, Lord. I've been tripping with prayer. So Lord, I pray that you just help me pray more and to pray more often and to pray without ceasing and to pray, fervently about things I'm definitely passionate about. In my prayer. Amen. All right, let's get it. So chapter 13. And you gotta forgive me too, because my voice not even up for real, because I was not prepared. Anyway, chapter 13. In the 23rd year of Joe, oh, hold on. Being back now, I'm making my back hurt. So let me just put this up. In the 23rd year of Joash, the son of Ahaziah, king of Judah, Jehoahaz, the son of Jehu, became king over Israel and Samaria and reigned 17 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord and followed the sins of Jeroboam, son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. So Jehoahaz, the son. Okay. When the anger of the Lord was aroused against Israel, he delivered them into the hand of Hazael, the king of Syria, and to the hand of Benhadad, the son of Hazael, all their days. So Jehoahaz pleaded with the Lord, and the Lord listened to him, for he saw the oppression of Israel because the king of Syria oppressed them. Then the Lord gave Israel a deliverer so they could escape from under the hand of the Syrians. And the children of Israel dwelt in their tents as before, and nevertheless they did not depart from the sins of the house of Jeroboam, who made Israel sin, but they walked in them. And the wooden image, what is the wooden image? 6. Chapter 13. Asherah, that's the Canaanite goddess, and also remained in Samaria, for he left the army of Jehoahaz only 50 horsemen, 10 chariots, and 10,000 foot soldiers. For the king of Syria had destroyed them and made them like dust at threshing. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoahaz, all that he did, and his might, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Jehoahaz rested with his fathers, and they buried him in Samaria. Then Joash his son reigned in his place. Jehoash the son of Jehoahaz succeeds him in the 37th year of Jehoash, king of Judah. Jehoash the son of Jehoahaz became king over Israel and Samaria. And he reigned 16 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel sin, but walked in them. Now the rest of the acts of Joash and all that he did, are they not, with and his might with how he fought against Amaziah the king of Judah, are they not written in the book of Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Joash rested with his fathers. Then Jeroboam sat on his throne, and Joash was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. Elisha had become sick with illness of which he would die. Then Joash, the son, the king of Israel, came down to him and wept. And wept over his face and said, "Oh, my father, the chariots of Israel and their horsemen." And Elisha said to him, take a bow and some arrow. And he took himself a bow and some arrows, and he said to him, put your hand on the bow. So he put his hand on it, and Elisha put his hand on the king's hand. And he said, open the east window, and he opened it. Then Elisha said, shoot, and he shot. The arrow of the Lord's deliverance and the arrow of the deliverance from Syria. You must strike the Syrians at effect till you have destroyed them. Then he said, take the arrows, and he took them. And he said to the king of Israel, strike the ground. So he struck it 3 times and stopped. And the man of God was angry with him and said, you should have struck 5 or 6 times. Then you would have struck Syria till you destroyed him. But now you will only strike Syria 3 times. Then Elisha died, and they buried him. And the raiding bands of Moab invaded the land in the spring of the year. So it was they were burying a man, and suddenly they spied a band of raiders, and they put the man in the tomb of Elisha. And when the man was let down and touched the bones of Elisha, he was revived and stood on his feet. Amen. Just like Elijah. Just like Elijah. That's exactly what that reminds me of. Elijah, when he died, and Elisha had, not powers, but like the Lord was with Elisha. That reminds me of that. Also, I just want to make a note. This reminds me of the woman with the jars of oil. How your faith is only going to take you as far as, like, the Lord's only going to say as far as the Lord's only going to take you as far as your faith. Sorry, but also we have to have the faith to continue to strike until we get it. He only struck 3 times. We gotta strike until we're comfortable. I mean, not comfortable until we win. To strike until victory. Don't get lazy, y'all. And Hazael the king of Syria oppressed Israel all the days of Jehoahaz. But the Lord was gracious to them and had compassion on them and regarded them because of his covenant with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and would not yet destroy them or cast them from his presence. Now Hazael the king of Syria died. Then Benhadad his son reigned in his place. And Jehoash the son of Joaz recaptured the hand of Benhadad the son of Hazael. The cities which he had taken out of the hand of Jehoaz his father was by war. 3 times Joash defeated him and recaptured the cities of Israel. Sheesh. All right. Chapter 14. In the second year of Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, the king of Israel, Amaziah, the son of Joash, the king of Judah, became king. He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned 29 years in Jerusalem. His mother's name was Jehoadin of Jerusalem, and he did what was right in the sight of the Lord, yet not like his father David. He did everything his father Joash done. However, the high places were not taken away, and the people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Now it happened as soon as the kingdom was established in his hand that he executed servants who murdered his father the king. But the children of the murderers he did not execute according to what was written in the book of the law of Moses, in which the Lord commanded, saying, fathers shall not be put to death for their children, nor shall children be put to death for their fathers, but a person shall be put to death for his own sin. He killed 10,000 Edomites in the valley of Salt and took Selah by war, and called his name Joktheel to this day. And Amaziah sent messengers of Joash, the son of Jehoaz, the son of Jehu, king of Israel, saying, come, let us face one another in battle. And Joash, the king of Israel, said to Amaziah, the king of Judah, saying, the thistle that was in Lebanon sent to the cedar that was in Lebanon, saying, give your daughter to my son as a wife. And a wild beast that was in Lebanon passed by and trampled the thistle. You have indeed defeated Edom, and your heart has lifted you up. Glory in that, and stay at home, for why should you meddle with trouble that you fall, you and Judah with you? So he told him to stay at home. I would have been like, please come help me. Hello. I would have been like, please come help me in battle. But okay. But Amaziah would not heed. There you go. Therefore, Jehoash, the son of Israel, went out. Him and Amaziah, the king of Judah, faced one another at Beth Shemesh, which belonged to Judah. And Judah was defeated by Israel. And every man fled to his tent. Then Jehoash, the king of Israel, captured Amaziah, the king of Judah, and the son of Jehoash, the son of Ahaziah, in Beth Shemesh. And he went to Jerusalem and broke down the wall of Jerusalem from the gate of Ephraim to the corner gate, 400 cubits. And he took all of the gold and the silver, all the articles that were found in the house of the Lord, and the treasuries, the king's house, and hostages, and returned to Samaria. Now the rest of the acts of Jehoash, which he did in his mind, how he fought with Amaziah, the king of Judah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Jehoash rested with his fathers and was buried in Samaria with the kings of Israel. Then Jeroboam his son reigned in his place. Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah, lived 15 years after the death of Joash, the son of Jehoahaz, king of Israel. Excuse me. Now the rest of the acts of Amaziah, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? And they formed a conspiracy against him in Jerusalem, and he fled to Lachish. But they sent after him to Lachish and killed him there. Sorry, Amaziah, the king of Joash, king of Judah, Israel. And the rest of Amaziah, are they not written? Okay. But they sent after him in Lachish and killed him there. Then they brought him on horses, and he was buried at Jerusalem with his fathers in the city of David. And all the people of Judah took Azariah, which is A21. They took Azariah, who was 16 years old, and made him king instead of his father Amaziah. He built Elath and restored it to Judah after the king rested with his fathers. In the 15th year of Amaziah, the son of Joash, king of Judah, Jeroboam, the son of Joash, the king of Israel, became king of Samaria and reigned 41 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart from all the sins of Jeroboam, the son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. He restored the territory of Israel from the entrance of Hamath to the sea of Arabah, according to the word of the Lord God of Israel, which he had spoken through his servant Jonah, the son of Amittai, the prophet who was from Gath Hefer. Restored the territory of Israel from the according to the word of the Lord, which he spoke to the Lord. Okay. Yep. For the Lord saw the affliction of Israel was very bitter, and whether bond or free, there was no helper for Israel. And the Lord did not say that he would not, and the Lord did not say that he would blot out the name of Israel from under the heavens, but he saved them by the hand of Jeroboam, the son of Joash. Now the rest of the acts of Jeroboam and all that he did, his might, and how he made war, and how he recaptured from Israel from Damascus to Hamath and what belonged to Judah, are they not written in the books of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Jeroboam rested with his fathers, the king of Israel. Then Zechariah his son reigned in his place. Chapter 15. In the 27th year of Jeroboam, king of Israel, Azariah, the king of Amaziah, king of Judah, became king. He was 16 years old when he became king, and he reigned 52 years in Jerusalem. His mother was Jecoliah. His mother was Jecoliah of Jerusalem. And he did what was right in the sight of the Lord, according to all his father Amaziah had done, except for the high places that were not removed. The people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. Then the Lord struck the king so that he was a leper until the day of his death. So he dwelt in an isolated house, and Jotham, the king's son, was over the royal house, judging the people of the land. Now the rest of the acts of Azariah and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? So Azariah rested with his fathers, and they buried him in the father's city of David. Then Jotham his son reigned in his place. In the 38th year of Azariah, king of Judah, Zechariah the son of Jeroboam reigned over Israel in Samaria for 6 months. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, as his fathers had done. He did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam, the sons of Nebat, who had made Israel sin. Then Shalom, the son of Jabesh, conspired against him and struck him in front of the people and reigned in his place. Now the rest of the acts of Zechariah, and indeed they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. This was the word, Lord, which he spoke to Jehu. Your son shall sit on the throne of Israel to the 14th generation. And so it was. Shalem the son of Jabesh became king in the 39th year of Uzziah, the king of Judah, and he reigned a full month in Samaria. For Menahem the son of Gadi went up to Tirzah to come and came to Samaria and struck Shalom the son of Jabesh in Samaria and killed him, and he reigned in his place. Now the rest of the acts of Shalom and the conspiracy which he led, indeed they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. Then from Tirzah, Menahem attacked Tisphah, who was their important territory, because they did not surrender. Therefore he attacked it. All the women in there were no children. All the women there who were with children were ripped open. Hold on quick. There we go. They were ripped open. That's what it says. Okay. Were ripped open. In the 39th year of Azariah, the king of Judah, Menahem the son of Gadi became king over Israel and reigned 10 years in Samaria. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord. He did not depart all his days from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. Pula, the king of Assyria, came into the land, and Menahem gave Pul 1,000 talents of silver, that his hand might be with him to strengthen the kingdom under his control. And Menahem exacted the money from Israel, from the very wealthy, each man 50 shekels of silver, and gave to King Assyria. So the king of Assyria turned back and did not stay there in the land. Now the rest of the acts of Menahem, and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel? So Menahem rested with his fathers. Then Pekahiah his son reigned in his place. In the 15th year of Azariah of Judah, Pekahiah the son of Menahem became king over Israel and Samaria, and reigned 2 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and he did not depart from his sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. Then Pekah the son of Remaliah, an officer, conspired against him and killed him in Samaria, in citadel of the king's house, along with Arga and Uriah. And with him were 50 men of Gilead, and he killed them and reigned them in his place. Now the rest of the acts of Pekahiah and all that he did, indeed they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 52nd year of Azariah, the king of Judah, Pekah the son of Remaliah became king over Israel and Samaria, and reigned 20 years. And he did evil in the sight of the Lord, and he did not depart from the sins of Jeroboam the son of Nebat, who made Israel sin. In the days Pekah the king of Israel, Tiglath-Pileser, king of Assyria, came down and took Eglon, Abel Beth, Makkah, Genoa, Kadesh, Hazor, Gilead, and Galilee, all the lands of Naphtali, and he carried them captive to Assyria, Sheesh. Then Hosea the son of Elah led a conspiracy against Pekah the son of Remaliah and struck him and killed him. So he reigned in his place on the 20th year of Jotham the son of Uzziah. Now the rest of the acts of Pekah and all that he did, indeed they are written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Israel. In the 2nd year of Pekah the son of Remaliah, the king of Israel, Jotham the son of Uzziah, the king of Judah, came to reign. He was 25 years old when he became king, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. His mother was Jerusha, the daughter of Zadok, and he did what was right in the sight of the Lord. He did according to all that his father Uzziah had done. However, the high places were not removed, and the people still sacrificed and burned incense on the high places. He built the upper gates of the house of the Lord. I'm just going to make a note that it seems like it seems like nobody took down. And following God makes you sacrifice hard things and things that will have you not be accepted by others. But at the same time, everybody is doing wrong because they are keeping these high places up and still sacrificing, still burning incense, which is crazy. Oh, wow. Wow. Oh. Now, the rest of the acts of Jotham and all that he did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the kings of Judah? In those days, the Lord began to send Rezin, king of Syria, and Pekah, the son of Remaliah, against Judah. So Jotham rested with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David, his father. Then Ahaz, his son, reigned in his place. Chapter 16. What are we reading to? Chapter 20. Let me see what chapter. Chapter 20 is at. I think we got time for one more chapter. So that's what I'm going to read one more chapter. Good morning. Chapter 16. In the 17th year of Pekah the son of Remaliah, Ahaz the son of Jotham, the king of Judah, began to reign. Ahaz was 20 years old when he became king, and he reigned 16 years in Jerusalem. And he did not do what was right in the sight of the Lord his God, as his father David had done. But he walked in the way of the kings of Israel. Indeed, he made his son pass through the fire according to the abominations of the nation of whom the Lord had cast off from the children of Israel. And he sacrificed and burnt incenses on the high places on the hills and under every green tree. Then Rezin the king, good morning, good morning, good morning. Then Rezin king of Syria and Pekah the son of Remaliah, king of Israel, came up from Jerusalem to make war, and they besieged Ahaz, but could not overcome him. At that time, Rezin the king of Syria captured Elath for Syria and drove the men of Judah from Elath. And then the Edomites went to Elath and dwelt there to this day. So Ahaz sent messengers to Tiglath-Pileser, the king of Assyria, saying, I am your servant and your son. Come up and save me from the hand of the king of Syria and from the hand of the king of Israel, who will rise up against me. And Ahaz took the silver and gold that was found in the house of the Lord and the treasuries of the king's house and sent it as a present to the king of Assyria. So the king of Assyria heeded him. But the king of Assyria went up against Damascus and took it and carried his people captive to Kir and killed Rezin. Now King Ahaz went to Damascus to meet Tiglath-Pileser, the king of Assyria, and saw that there was an altar at Damascus. And the king of Ahaz sent Urijah the priest, the design of the altar and its pattern, according to all of its workmanship. Then Urijah the priest built an altar according to the king of Ahaz that had sent from Damascus. So Urijah the priest made it before King Ahaz and came back to Damascus. And when the king came back from Damascus, the king saw the altar, and the king approached the altar and made offerings on it. So he burnt his burnt offering and his grain offering, and he poured his drink offering, and he sprinkled the blood of the peace offering on the altar. And he also brought a bronze altar which was before the Lord from the front of the temple, from between the new altar and the house of the Lord, and put it on the north side of the new altar. Then King Ahaz commanded Urijah the priest, saying, On the new altar, burn the morning burnt offering, and the evening a grain offering, the king's burnt sacrifice, and his grain offering, with the burnt offering of all the people of the land, their grain offering and their drink offerings, and sprinkle on it the blood of the burnt offering and all the blood of the sacrifice. And the bronze altar shall be for me and to inquire by. Thus Urijah the priest did according to all that the king Ahaz commanded. Then King Ahaz cut off the panels from the carts and removed the lavers from them, and he took down to the sea from the bronze oxen that were in it, and put it on the pavement of stones. And he removed the Sabbath pavilion which was built in the temple, and he removed the king's outer entrance from the house of the Lord on account of the king of Assyria. Now the rest of the acts that Ahaz did, are they not written in the book of the Chronicles of the king of Judah? So Ahaz rested with his fathers and was buried with his fathers in the city of David. Then Hezekiah his son reigned in his place. Okay. So what chapter is this chapter? Okay, I think this is going to be our last chapter. It's going to be, our last chapter. Okay. Chapter 17. Israel was taken into exile by Assyria. In the 12th year of Ahaz, the king of Judah, Hoshea the son of Elah became the king of Israel in Samaria, and he reigned 9 years. And he did what was evil in the sight of the Lord, but not as the king of Israel who was before him. Shalmaneser the king of Assyria came up against him, and Hoshea became his vassal and paid him tribute money. And the king of Assyria uncovered a conspiracy by Hoshea, for he had sent messengers to king of Egypt and brought no tribute to the king of Assyria, as he had done year by year. Okay. Now the king of Assyria went throughout the land and went to Samaria to be in besiege it for 3 years. And in the 9th year of Hoshea, the king of Assyria took Samaria and carried Israel away to Assyria and placed them in Halal by Habor, the river of Jozen, and the cities of the Medes. For it was that the children of Israel had sinned against the Lord their God, who had brought them out of the land of Egypt from under the hand of Pharaoh, the king of Egypt. And they had feared other gods and walked in the statutes of the nations who the Lord had cast out before the children of Israel, and of the kings of Israel, which they had made. Also the children of Israel secretly did against the Lord also the children secretly did against the Lord their God things that were not right, and they built for themselves high places in all their cities, from watchtower to fortified city. They set up for themselves sacred pillars and wooden images on every high hill and under every green tree. There they burned incense on all the high places, like the nations of whom the Lord had carried away before them. And they did wicked things to provoke the Lord to anger. For they served idols of which the Lord had said to them, "You shall not do this such thing." Yet the Lord testified against Israel and against Judah by all of his prophets, every seer saying, "Turn from your evil ways and keep my commandments and my statutes according to all the law which I commanded your fathers, which I sent to you by my servants the prophets." Nevertheless, they would not hear, but they stiffened their necks like the necks of their fathers, who did not believe in the Lord their God. And they rejected his statutes and his covenant that he made with his fathers, his testimonies which he had testified against him. And they followed idols because they're idolaters, and went after the nations who were around them, concerning whom the Lord had charged them that they should not be like them. So they left all the commandments of the Lord their God, and made for themselves molded images and two calves, a wooden image, and worshipped all the hosts of heaven, and served Baal, and caused their sons and their daughters to pass through the fire, and practiced witchcraft and soothsaying, and sold themselves to do evil in the sight of the Lord to provoke him to anger. Therefore the Lord was very angry with Israel, and removed them from his sight, and there was none but the tribe of Judah alone. Oh, Jesus. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Please have a good day today. Have a good day. 2 Kings chapter 17, verse 19. Also, Judah did not keep the commandments of the Lord their God, but walked in the statutes of Israel, which they made. And the Lord rejected all the descendants of Israel and afflicted them and delivered them into the hand of the plunderers until he had cast them from his sight. He tore Israel from the house of David, and they made Jeroboam the king of they made Jeroboam the son of Nebat king. Then Jeroboam drove Israel from following the Lord and made them commit a great sin. For the children of Israel walked in all the sins of Jeroboam, which he did, and they did not depart from him, until the Lord removed Israel from his sight. And he said to his servants and the prophets, so Israel was carried away from their sin and led to Assyria, as it was to this day. The Gentiles resettled Samaria. All right. Then the king of Assyria brought people from Babylon, Cuthath, Avah, Hamath, and Zepharim, and placed them in the cities of Samaria instead of the children of Israel. And they took possession of Samaria and dwelt in the cities. And it was so in the beginning of their dwelling place that they did not fear the Lord. Therefore the Lord sent lions among them and killed some of them. So they spoke to the king of Assyria and said, the nations who you have removed, placed in the city of Samaria, do not know the rituals of God of the land. Therefore he has sent lions among them, and indeed are killing them because they do not know the rituals of God of the land. Then the king of Assyria commanded, saying, send there one of the priests whom you have brought from there, excuse me, and let him go and dwell there, and let him teach them the rituals of the God of the land. Then one of the priests whom they had carried away from Samaria came and dwelt in Bethel, and taught them how they should fear the Lord. So peep this. This is what's going on. Gentiles are being taught how to fear the Lord. Mind you, the Israelites themselves weren't acting of the Lord. So the Gentiles are being taught. So they're being taught by a priest the rituals. Meanwhile, the actual Israelites, who are the children of the Lord, they can't get it together. So they're not being they can't even be in the land because they know better, but they're not doing better. Crazy. However, every nation continued to make gods of its own and put them in the shrines of the high places which the Sumerians had made. Every nation in the cities where they dwelt. When the men of Babylon made Succoth Benoth, the men of Cuth made Nergal, and the men of Hamath made Ashima, and the Avites made Nibis and Tartak. And the Severites burned their children to the fire of Adrammelech, and Anamelech, the gods of Zephaim. So they feared the Lord, and from every class they appointed for themselves priests in high places who sacrificed for them in the shrines of the high places. They feared the Lord, yet they served their own gods according to the rituals of the nations among them whom they were carried away. And that's how we can be. We can fear the Lord, but we can serve our own gods. We got to fear the Lord and only serve our God, the Lord. Okay? The last little paragraph for this morning's reading. To this day, they continue To this day, they continue practicing former rituals. They did not fear the Lord, nor did they follow their statutes or their ordinances or their law or their commandment, which the Lord had commanded the children of Jacob, from whom they named Israel, with whom the Lord had made a covenant and charged him, saying, You shall not fear other gods, nor bow down to them, nor serve them, nor sacrifice to them, but the Lord who brought you from the land of Egypt with a great power and an outstretched hand. Him you shall fear, him you shall worship, him you shall sacrifice. In the statutes and the ordinance of the law, the commandment of which he wrote for you, you shall be careful to observe forever. Ooh, you shall not fear other gods. In the covenant which I have made with you, you shall not forget, nor shall you fear other God. With the Lord your God you shall fear, and he will deliver you from the hands of your enemies. However, they did not obey, but they followed their former rituals. So these nations faced the Lord, feared the Lord, yet they served their carved images. Also, the children and their children's children have continued doing as their fathers did, even to this day. So that was chapter 14 through 14 through 17. So later today, it was after 17. So, so we read 14 through 17. So later we got to read 18 through 20. So I have a meeting in 8 minutes. I honestly might come back on here into the other half, but I also might not. So do not hold me to it. Thank you for joining, whoever joined, and I hope you have a good day. Bye. See y'all.